Well, once again, we're talking about the power of seeds. Seeds are incredible things. In fact, as we've mentioned several times already, one seed can literally change not just one generation, but many generations, because they are self-perpetuating. They give life and they multiply themselves. Seeds are powerful. Today on the program, I want to talk to you about the seed of generosity. Now, really, all seeds are given or sown out of a spirit or a mindset or an attitude of generosity. But specifically, I want to talk about generosity in the context of our charitable giving, where we actually take from that which we have and we sow it into somebody else just because we felt like we should. You know, my wife and I have always been givers, and I'm very grateful for the fact that her parents and my parents modeled for us that attitude of generosity. My dad, who is now passed on, but my dad would give you the shirt off his back. I can't tell you the number of times that I saw my dad leave our home in torrential storms where I grew up in Houston, Texas, flooding taking place all over the Metroplex. My dad would go out in his truck and be picking up stranded people off the streets, making sure they had shelter, which meant they brought them to our home. We fed them, we gave them dry clothes to wear. My dad was just a giving person, and my mom as well. They modeled that for us. They gave. Monetarily, they gave of their time, their energy, their resources. Just a great model. My in-laws the same way. When I met my wife, my fiance at the time, her parents were giving literally 4 figures a month to missionaries and charities all over the world because they had such a heart of giving, a heart of generosity. And you see, here's the piece. Sometimes when we give someone $5 or we send $25 to sponsor a child, or we give several $100s to sponsor a project for building a school or medical programs or whatever it is you have a heart to do, we may not personally ever see the return on that investment. We might not be able to quantify or to actually document with our own eyes what that seed has generated. But here's what I know. Every seed sown, it's a principle, every seed sown brings about great benefit, whether we see it or not. And you know, when you sow money into an organization, or you sow money into a ministry, whether you sow money into a missions effort or a school or a charity or a child, when you sow of your resources into someone else's future, you are guaranteeing your own success. Now, you're not doing it for that reason or out of that motivation. I'm just encouraging you that by loving someone else out of your own resource, you are sowing a seed of generosity that actually carries with it tremendous potential for benefit for them and for you. You say, you know, one of the things that I struggle with, because I've traveled all over the world, is I want to do so much, but I only have limited resources. So I can't give millions. I can only give $20, or I can only give $50, or I can only sow this amount of money, or this amount of resource, or something in kind, maybe a service that I render as a way of giving back to an organization or to an individual. At the end of the day, the seeds that we sow are not about the amount. They are about our willingness to sacrifice from our own resource so that someone else might be blessed, might be developed, might be grown into a fuller expression of what God created them to be. And so I want to encourage you this week, when you see this episode, make it an exercise. Be aware, be looking for opportunities to express generosity. And know this, that when you sow a seed of generosity, you are being a blessing to someone else. But in the end, there's a harvest coming your way that will radically change your life. My name is Brian Holmes. Thanks for joining us on this segment. We look forward to seeing you again really soon.